DC's ninjas taking on Marvel's ninjas. The League of Assassins versus the Hand. Who comes out on top? Oh, it's hard to find out. Now, the League of Assassins is an ancient army of killers led by Ra's al Ghul that often comes into conflict with Batman. Many of the greatest martial artists and mercenaries in the DCU have even been members of the League of Assassins at some point. The League was founded by Ra's to be a secret organization that is supposed to be the thing that protects the head. Tim Drake estimated the League of Assassins kills about 100 people every month worldwide, and I demonstrated incredible willingness to die at a word from the leader Ra's. Speaking of Ra's al Ghul, let's talk about him for a second here, because he is the one heading up the League and commands them and will lead them into battle. He sees humanity as a cancer that is poisoning the earth and seeks to eliminate most of mankind in order to prevent an environmental disaster. Rage is an elite and highly skilled fighter, as he's got centuries of training and experience. He's been able to easily fight against the likes of Batman and Deathstroke, and has also shown that he's easily capable of defeating trained combatants like Tim Drake, even when Rage was burdened with a weakened and rotting body. He's incredibly proficient with a wide array of weapons, but for the most part, he typically prefers to use swords. Rage is also a masterful tactician, strategist, and leader, and he leads armies into battles himself, as well as engineering the twists and turns of world history behind the scenes, using guile and manipulation. Rage and the League were even able to set into motions the events that would lead to World War One, hoping that such a cataclysmic war would reset humanity back to the pre-industrial era. Then, in modern times, Rage and the League were able to take down the entire Justice League using contingency plans based on the weaknesses that they stole from the Batcave without Batman's knowledge. Rage has also acquired a staggering amount of wealth and influence over the years, to the point where it was once remarked that the Wayne fortune was just a mere drop in the ocean compared to his own wealth. And then in the other corner of the Hand. The Hand is an ancient mystical order of assassins and ninjas founded in Japan, and are among Daredevil's greatest foes. The Hand was first formed in feudal Japan, as a result of the oppressive class system that plagued the country, with the original founders even being rumored to still be alive today. The Hand fled to the mountains of Japan, where they cultivated skills in ninjutsu, and through rigorous training, became experts in assassination and espionage. The Hand eventually progressed into forms of demon worship and black magic, acting as mercenaries and seeking to extend their influence throughout the world. Now, the Hand has had many leaders throughout the years, and not one set one like Rage and the League, but for this fight, we'll put Elektra in charge of the Hand and leading them into battle. After all, Elektra did lead the Hand for quite some time. Now, Elektra is the lethal Scarlet Assassin, and is even renowned as being the greatest assassin in the world. She's one of the best hand-to-hand fighters on Earth, and is especially gifted with numerous weapons like katanas, ninja stars, shurikens, and her size. Her level of skill is only matched by a few, and even allows her to engage and fight against someone with superpowers. Elektra is especially stoic and battle-hardened, and also has vague, hard-to-define psychic powers, most of which came about after she was resurrected by the Hand, and that gave her a special connection to the demon known as the Beast. I'd love to do a brief intermission here and do a shameless plug for my new channel, Cinephile. We're going to talk about all things movie and TV. We're going to cover such topics as, why did Justice League fail? Why did Solo fail? Does Star Wars The Last Jedi deserve the hate? What makes Thor and Loki's relationship so great? Avengers 4 theories like, did Doctor Strange create a time paradox? Why is no one in the Empire really afraid of Darth Vader? Stuff like that, as well as delving into more TV stuff like, which is better, Office or Parks and Rec? How much am I with Friends? And then in fan theories like, is Peter Pan the angel of death? Plus we got reviews for new movies and TV coming out every single week. Links down in the description, make sure you go subscribe, because it's going to be one incredible ride. Anyways, get back to this video. So who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, this is DC's premier assassin group going up against Marvel's. And so we're going to need to lay down a few ground rules. Both of these teams had famous heroes and villains on their rosters before, such as Deathstroke, Lady Shiva, Wolverine, and Psylocke. But we're not going to be including them as fight, because some have even been unwilling members, like Daredevil, and others have only been members for a short time. It's just a whole lot more confusion to add into this video. Instead, it's just going to be organization versus organization, the League versus the Hand, with the only known members being Ra's al Ghul and Elektra, while the rest just being Hand ninjas and League assassins. They'll be leading their respective groups, and whichever one eliminates the other first wins. Fairly simple. So let's get started. Now, the Hand are experts in all types of fighting styles, but primarily focus on ninjutsu. They're all experts with swords, are able to slow down their heartbeat, so they can sneak pretty much anywhere and everywhere, and just kill relentlessly. They've also mastered the ability to bring the dead back to life. However, very few have ever actually been brought back. It also doesn't help that when a Hand member is killed, they turn to dust, and wipe out all evidence of them ever being there. It's kind of difficult to bring a pile of dust back to life. Then, just like the Hand, the League of Assassins are experts in all types of fighting styles, are incredibly quiet, and are relentless killers. But they have access to Lazarus Pits, which can heal wounds, prolong life, and resurrect the dead, and are more readily available for the League. Now, the Hand aren't just ninjas. They're mystical ninjas. They have supernatural abilities, such as quickly healing through meditation and gaining enhanced senses. But the League isn't just limited to normal assassins either. They're actually a very large organization, wide-reaching and diverse. For instance, they have a mystical arm that is composed of tons of lower-level magical users who enact curses and use basic combat magic. They have both ninjas and high-tech soldiers, and even a man-bat division, with the man-bats being strong and skilled enough to fight evenly with an army from Apocalypse, even though the Apocalyptic army had more numbers. On top of that, the League has a whole lot more resources than the Hand, as Damien mentioned that the Wayne Fortune, which is a drop of water in the ocean compared to the League. Then there's the question of their leadership. In a solo fight, it's really up in the air who would come out on top between Ra's al Ghul and Elektra. But in terms of leadership, strategy, tactical ability, and just being in charge of an army, well, Elektra pales in comparison to Ra's. She did lead the Hand, but did nothing of real note, and just doesn't have near the experience as Ra's. He's been alive for centuries, led the League for centuries, basically started World War I, and led the League in defeating the Justice League. At the end of the day, the Hand can really be seen as pretty much a fodder-heavy group. Their nameless ninjas don't really put up a fight, and tend to go down pretty easily against any notable opponents, such as Captain America or Wolverine. Occasionally they get their act together and do something kind of successful, like Shadowland, or employ some more powerful minions like the Demon Daredevil. But that's really more of a highlight for them as opposed to the norm. On the other hand, the League is really nothing to mess with. I mean, we already mentioned that Ra's took down the Justice League, but Talia al Ghul took Leviathan, a rogue splinter group of the League, and took over part of Gotham. And the US military projected that there was a real chance that she could have taken over the United States, and Leviathan is a whole lot smaller than the League. At the end of the day, the League of Assassins, especially headed up by Ra's al Ghul, comes out on top. But what do y'all think? I would love to hear your thoughts. Sign off in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe button. More videos just like this one every single day. And I'll see y'all next time.